Hello, Triple Plus gamers. This is Adrestia. My friends call me Ann because I'm so damn positive. And today I want to talk to you about tokens, not just aliens. No, not just tokens for the sake of players, but tokens for the sake of baddies, enemies, boss creatures. So in our prior videos, we talked about how to set up your game for players. How do you get their tokens ready? Well, that's all well and good, but what about all of the bad guys that you're going to have them go up against, whether they are named or unnamed? And I want to talk to you about how to make those tokens get placed on your board very, very quickly, because I have seen other DMs and GMs struggle with this. What we have here is actually a pre-made game that you can buy on Roll20. This is a Pathfinder game. And what you'll see if I go to the journal here is that there's actually some bad guys already pre-generated here. So if there needs to be a fight on this map with some of these pre-generated characters, it's really easy to just plop them down. You can see this one is on the actual object token, and then we have some hidden in the background. So make sure that you think about that. So let's say this is the main bad person. This is who, as the players go coming around the bend, they're going to see this giant ogre warrior, right? Okay, that's pretty easy to tell. But what happens if you want to either up the difficulty level of an encounter, or you want to put in some kind of hidden ambush? You can, on the GM layer, put down your enemy tokens. So you can see the enemy tokens there, but the players cannot. So you can just go to the GM layer, right click, and then move them onto that token layer, and you can see with how this is brighter and not opaque, or the opposite of opaque, translucent, you can see that this one is now active on the player screen and this one is still hidden. So this is great. If you have a pre-made game, everything is already there for you. But let's say, for instance, for example, you are doing something where the players suddenly initiate combat, and let's say you need to throw up some town guards, because that would never happen. It happens a lot. So you want to click on your art library. It's right here next to your journal as a DM, and you're going to have some options here. It says tokens, maps, tiles, textures, portraits, everything. And then you also have premium assets, my library. And under premium assets, you have your marketplace purchases, subscription sets, and free assets. So the first thing I want to talk about is your free assets. This is provided, I think, through some kind of Google search. There's also things that are just there that are provided to you by Roll20. So you can certainly do this, or you can search for things. But I want to show you what some of these assets look like. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan. Why am I not a huge fan? Just because of the art style of these free tokens. You can see they're great. They're top down. Like, this is really cool. Like, the bar patrons are already seated and all of that stuff. But it's a bit of an art style that I feel clashes with some of the style of tokens that players prefer to have. It's a little too cartoony for my taste. Certainly great for other people. Great job on Roll20 for providing them for free. But let's see if we can find something better. So let's say we want to find a soldier. So you can see here, yep, it's powered by Google. And you can see some of my own stuff here. But here you go. Here's a soldier. Like, you can get modern soldiers. You can get, I think for the most part, some of these are like very sci-fi. It's a grab bag. Make sure your description is as detailed as much as you can get it. So bullets don't exist in sci-fi as far as I know. And I think once this loads, we'll be able to pull up an actual bullet. But you can also see here that it will bring up bullets from actual premium asset folks. But let's say we have a free one. This is just an image from my library, which is another option that we talked about in the creating character tokens, where you can just take the picture and drop it in, and there you go. You've got your medium-sized character token on the map. You know what it is. It's a bullet. It's not fancy. It doesn't have anything else going for it. But let's say that you do purchase something from the Roll20 marketplace, and you can purchase them straight from here. So I can click on purchase this pack. You can see the price. You can see how many things are there. You hit buy now and it'll take you to whatever you've entered in for your payment. But I bought this one, and look at that. It looks pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't have the border. It looks really natural on the map. You can resize them, of course. Let's say you want to create, I have the video about creating aberrant monsters, their mutations or something like that. And you can just drop it on the map, and there you go, Bob's your uncle. Now, it doesn't have any stats, and that's okay. If you've got your book beside you, and let's say that you know that a bullet has, or this particular bullet has 213 health, cool. I can put that in, and as a player's whap on it, I can subtract its health. And if it heals, I can upgrade that. I can put information in here like its AC. It's all fine. You don't have to have everything perfectly entered when you're creating these tokens. So that's a little about the free tokens and the paid tokens, and about making your own tokens as well. It's really that easy. And if you need to pull in a bunch, what I recommend, if you have a fight where you need to have multiple soldiers or something like that, and you want to preserve some of the stats you entered, you can right click and you can click copy, and then you can paste wherever your cursor is, and that's where it'll pop up. And guess what? It'll keep these numbers here. So that's one way you can do it. You could also just pull a bunch in, just keep dragging them over if you want to, and it's not a big deal for you to keep track of things. And guess what? You can also put them on the initiative. So as long as you have the token selected, you can add a turn, and if I turn on the turn order, you can see it's right there. And when you highlight over it, you can see that the enemy token is there. So it's really, really simple. This is a really quick video, hopefully, about how to put enemies onto your playfield, or NPCs. They don't have to be enemies. There's so many times in a city scene where I need to put down NPCs, so I have a map pack here. I think it's Devon Night, where I just have townsfolk. So I'm just going to type in town. Yep, it's Token Managers Fantasy. Oh, I can't see the full name. But it's a token pack that's available on Roll20. And suddenly, look, I can just drop down. Look, it's fully populated. What are all these people doing here? No, you'll be murdered. You'll be killed. No. See, look. Adding pregnant tokens definitely ramps up the danger, let me tell you what. Don't kill the pregnant NPCs. Your party will lose their minds unless they're evil. But that's how easy it is to populate your cities, your combat maps, your whatever, your dungeons, with NPCs that the players can talk to or not talk to. And if for some reason you don't have the artwork for a prominent NPC, it doesn't matter. Pick a token, put their name on it, and say, this is who you're talking to. I've done that before, and it hasn't ruined the immersion at all. So go out there, make some great games, make some great memories with your party. Like, comment, subscribe maybe. That's all I got. So easy. Johnny!